This episode is brought to you by Rick's, Matt's, Carl's, and Joe's No Frills, all conveniently located downtown Toronto. No Frills has fruit, meat, bread, chocolate milk, and many other things. No Frills is super passionate about the color yellow, and so are we. Please use promo code PROPSTOBANANAS 7272727272, and you'll receive your 5 free bushels of bananas. That's regular or organic bananas. Promo code can be redeemed at Rick's, Matt's, Carl's, and Joe's No Frills locations only. This code is one-time use and can only be applied along with $5,000 purchase at said locations.
Respect the goats.
Can you believe it's been a year since the Go podcast? Wanted to set the table for a moment here because we know everyone's been clamoring for this return. Survivor's just not the same without this. I mean, who's going to do a deep dive about Cy and Dave's insanity? And who's going to ask the super important questions such as, why are the producers so obsessed with feet? And so without further ado, here is our interview with GOAT legend, Gabrielle.
I'm really happy to be back, and I'm glad that you insisted that you absolutely needed to do this, or otherwise you would explode.
Combust.
Combust was the word you used. Yeah. Combust was the word you used. And I'm really happy to see where it goes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we're 2 eps in now.
2 eps in.
2 eps in. Lots to discuss.
Huge.
So where does ChatGPT want us to start? Or
Totally.
where do you want us to start?
Yeah, this is a new era because it is the era
we're in the AI podcast
of AI.
era.
Yeah, so let's see what ChatGPT has to say. So this is a good start. How do you feel about the cast of Survivor 48 so far? Are there any standouts or early favorites?
Oh, this is huge. This is way better than we should have just had bots doing this show the whole time. So I will say, like, the 2 seasons that we did the podcast on before, I felt like the cast were like a bit tough. Like I didn't love them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they made some changes in casting that were good, because I felt like last season, which I know you didn't watch, people were like kind of normal. Like they were just like kind of more, I don't know what it was, but like they're really casting these like characters for a couple seasons there that were like really annoying.
Sure.
And I find the like really annoying characters like kind of suck the life out of the show. I will say also last season they were doing this thing that I always, as a watcher, want Survivor to do, but I understand why they strategically don't always. Where last season they would just get rid of annoying people. And it was amazing. Like they just knocked off the really annoying ones to begin with. So far this season, I don't know if that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, Cy, it's just like they had 2 opportunities to vote her out now, and they didn't take them. And I feel like it's because they're like, when someone is like kind of like an annoying or like a difficult personality.
Yeah.
I feel like people are like, well, it's not urgent to get rid of them because like we can always get rid of them. Like,
yeah,
exactly. We can get rid of that person down the line. Like we might as well keep them in now. And then they get rid of that tall lady. I don't know. I'll never remember her. I'll never think of her again.
Totally.
Steph, yeah.
She was, yeah.
Yeah, and then
she was a badass business lady.
She was a badass business lady in a big old hat.
Yeah.
She was. And RIP to her. I'll never think of her. Kevin, who seemed like he could have been onto something, but
he flew like directly into the sun.
It's crazy that people do that too. Each one of them was like really surprised to know that they were the ones, but it's like, yeah, it's gonna be somebody. But I don't know why they want to keep Cy though.
Well, they don't. They were like Cy or Kevin, but what they did was they flushed out her idol.
True.
She doesn't have the idol. They got Kevin. They'll get her next because she's completely berserk. Is
she like, here's a question for you. Do you think she's okay? Like, she's intense. Like the way that she looks at the camera and how upset she gets, like how agitated she gets, it's a little scary. And both of those tribal councils, she's going like, she just going nuts on people, just like deeply. Remember she in the first one she went nuts on Steph about looking at the stars or something. She's like, "You came out here to look at the stars." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Team Mary.
Team Mary. I feel for Mary. I feel like it's I when she didn't get voted out, I was wondering like, is she relieved or is she like would she rather be voted out than be left here with this crew? You know?
It's
Yeah.
like, should I just end this? And here's a word from our sponsors. There's nothing wrong with Ozempic. Obviously, you want to eat less, so just take a drug that will do that for you. Can't you see it's working for people and they're happier? Doctors are the ones who are saying to do it, and now this podcast is saying to do it as well. Use promo code Eat Less with Ozempic 0101224126.
I simply do not understand the stigma against looking for the idol. I just don't get it.
Right? The code.
It seems like this weird thing that like like it almost seems like a thing like if you're not if you're like not cool at school, like if you're not one of
Mm-hmm.
the cool kids, no matter what you do, people are going to be like, she's weird for doing that. And then even if
Mm-hmm.
and then the cool kids will do it and you're like, that's not weird. You know what I mean? It seems to
Yeah.
me like the players who are already on the outs, they'll go and look for an idol because they're like lonely or whatever, or they need protection. They feel like they're on the outs. And then like everyone will be like, "Ugh, that is Survivor 101. You don't do that." But like then they'll all go and do it together. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand. I just don't.
I mean, the past few winners have been truly social players, and you mentioned
True.
that this is a popularity contest
Yeah.
a little bit, and that's so difficult to navigate.
Hmm.
But no, people should absolutely be sneaking off and looking for it,
And they
but
all do it.
they all do it. She did it very blatantly. What do you think about Thomas?
His plan to be like, let's make this disappear. People in Survivor are not, at least in this era, are not really brave enough to be that cutthroat to people's face. Like if he was like, "Hey, Star," like rips the book in front of her or something, like try finding your clue now. Like, but she would be fucked, but or she wouldn't have a vote either. Otherwise, like as short of doing that, like I don't really know what they're thinking. They're like, "Oh, we'll just make it so she doesn't find the clue." Like she's gonna find it eventually. She's gonna catch on that you're not really helping her. Like I commented on, I guess it's the Orange Tribe. Kyle found, is his name Kyle? I fucking don't like him, but
You don't like Kyle? Okay.
I don't like Kyle.
Yeah.
I really don't like David, but I don't like Kyle either. He is doing this thing which I like gives me personal embarrassment. Lawyers who pretend they're not lawyers.
Yes, teacher. I'm an English teacher, high school.
It's so condescending. If they know I'm a lawyer, they're gonna think that I'm too smart for them. Like, I'll
Yeah,
just say that I teach high school English. Like, that is just, ugh, it makes me feel like ashamed of myself.
of yourself.
It makes me feel ashamed of the professional community. It just lawyers always do it. He's like, I have to lie about being a lawyer. And like the underlying thing is like, well, if they know I'm a lawyer, they'll know that I'm too good for this game. It's like, ugh, gross.
But Thomas, back to him for a sec.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
he
Sorry,
did
go
he
ahead.
he kind of seemed pretty cool. Ep one, Ep
He
two.
seemed cool.
He's in the
I
California girls.
He said
He's
something in
like,
the first app
yeah.
that I was like, this guy's good, where he's like, everyone's introducing themselves, and like I'm just listening to everyone else and how they talk about themselves so I can adapt to how I should be. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, good. Yeah, he knows how to play the social game.
Yeah. But then the second he was like, kill her, take her off, like rip
Yeah,
this thing up, that's scary.
it
And
is
like
scary.
Shaheen sensed that.
Hmm.
And now I
Hmm.
look at him a bit different. And it made me think of like a lot of people go on this show and they can't hide their power hungriness, their
Right.
tyranny.
Hmm.
Sai completely shows it all the
Hmm.
time, and it's frankly scary. And then
It
Thomas kind of
is.
right? Thomas kind of shows that a little bit, and the minute people realize that you're gonna backstab that
Hmm.
early and that hard, it's gonna be so much harder to win. Because in their minds, yeah, I'm good at this, and then they make a move on it, and then they start to like, it could be
I
a
know what
lack of
you
self,
mean.
right?
Because it's like they're all fucking super fans, right? So they're all like hungry to play,
David
you
has
know?
never watched.
David has never watched.
It said, oh, he
Should
said
I
he,
shelf our conversation about David or should we get into it now?
of
Like, what the fuck?
And here's another word from our sponsors. Have you ever wondered why you're so tired in the afternoon? It's because you're not taking Ozempic. Don't worry, just do it. It's actually fine and you're going to want to eat less, okay? So it's cool. Use promo code Don't Worry, take Zempic 22225.
Really anyone can get sent home. It's like it feels kind of not completely random, but it's like, it's like what's her face, the with the hat, the business lady, Steph. She's like, I'm a big personality, but I'm gonna keep my personality low. And I feel like she did. She just kind of got caught in the thing. You know what I mean? Like it didn't
Caught in the
need to be
thing.
her. And she's like, I tried to underplay. Maybe I should have overplayed more, but like I don't know if there was a way out of that. Like
Randomness.
Kevin, I also feel like, there's just like people just are gonna get a little bit bulldozed at the beginning. And so like, yeah, like Thomas saying his move, you're a bit like, whoa, that's like a bit that's a bit
Mm,
much for right now.
mm-hmm.
But it's like everything is so loaded, like because you don't have nobody really knows you yet. So no
Totally.
one really knows what his and they're like, okay, well now I've have my impression of you a bit of a scary.
What does it take to win?
We're gonna start from what does it take to win? This is the ultimate survivor question. Honestly, what it takes to win, it is a matter of timing. There's obviously some luck in there, but it is a matter of timing.
Yeah.
And when I look at in the beginning, from now having watched quite a few seasons, what I'd be looking for as a potential winner, usually a woman who does not play too hard at the beginning, like a
Yeah.
woman who can keep keep her game under wraps, or like sort of be like a non-player for the first while. That's what I've seen the past couple seasons. Last season, the winner, Rachel, I feel like that was her in the beginning. She kind of was like, she was on the bottom. She kept a low profile. She peaked at the right time, but also went on an immunity streak. And those two things together are what gave her the win. In the one sense, there's like a timing element of it, but
Yes.
there's also like, there's the actual parts of the game. Like she'd be out if she didn't go on an immunity streak. Like that was what ultimately gave her the win and what made her feel like to me and as particularly deserving candidate. Like she didn't just kind of like sneak up the middle.
But you're right. And so back to, can you be this outspoken tyrant person who tries to manage everybody, especially early on? It's too many episodes. You're not going to make it all the way through. Like if you actually want to win, right?
No,
It
she's
takes the
also like,
self-control.
you have to actually like, I think the game is fast, so people are like, we got to play, we got to do this, we got to do this. You'll build alliances from actually building alliances,
Yeah.
like from actually knowing and trusting
It
people.
says
And it's, I mean, yeah, it's shitty because you can't necessarily do that in the first two episodes, but Sai like shows up at camp and she's like, you, and you, we're good. Are we good? And it's
totally.
like,
Yeah. Wave. Everyone
okay.
wave as she leaves
Yeah.
on the boat. What the hell?
So fucking weird.
Here at the GOAT podcast, we love Canadian beef. And so that's why we partnered up with Ozempic. When you take Ozempic, you're going to eat less Canadian beef, which means you're going to consume less Canadian cows. And then everyone's going to be more happy and less stressed, especially the cows. Don't worry about it, just take Ozempic. Use promo code SAVE the cows 19 million and 84246.
Justin, Mr. Pizza?
Mr. Pizza. He's hasn't said shit about going to Yale.
That is wild to me. I
He's
mean, not to judge, like maybe this is his true calling.
because like someone who's going to go to Yale and then not going to say, we'll go on camera and be like, listen, I'm really smart, but I'm not going to say. And they're going to
Yeah,
start to,
exactly.
but he's just, I don't want to say playing dumb, but he's going to just float through and
Like,
timing might come up.
did he graduate from Yale? I'm just wondering, like, as I mentioned earlier, it's like either he's got student debt that he'll never pay off,
He
or
graduated from Yale
his
University
parents
where
are
he
very disappointed in
studied
him.
poli sci.
Okay,
Um,
Joe, just jump back.
yeah,
Joe is maybe like, do you remember Mike from the season that Marianne won?
I remember that season. Mike was
Mike was like the other possible contender at the end. Mike,
okay.
his whole thing was, so this is like a bunch of seasons ago. This is the season that Marianne won, where he was like, my thing is my loyalty and my truth. Like my word is solid. And he like lied to people the whole time. but he like didn't really
Yes.
acknowledge it. And then at the end, like he
Yes.
would have won. Every single person on the jury was like, "Can
Yes.
you just say that your strategy was to convince people that like your word is gold and like
Mm-hmm.
that's how you got here?"
Mm-hmm.
And he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do it. He was like, "No, I will give people my word and I stick to it." And everyone was like, "Okay, you're fucked. Whatever, Marianne, you win." So I'm
Yep.
wondering if Joe is a Mike. If he's a like, he really sees himself as this
Ooh.
like honorable character. He didn't seem that way in the first episode. I was like, I love him. I
Totally.
want to marry him. I'm worried that he might be a Mike.
That makes so much sense for sure. Because Mike in that season, he went all the way. And then everyone
Mhm.
realized right in that moment. Such a good point.
Mhm.
Let's get right into Dave. Shoot.
Okay. You mean wait, is this David? Dave, yeah, he's the big guy.
Stuntman.
Stuntman. What is his fucking deal? He's literally like, I'm the best.
Ah,
He's like, this guy's okay. He's no me. He's like, if I was out there, I would like, what the fuck?
many instances of that.
Many instances of that. And I just
Four
haven't
nipples?
seen four nipples. Okay. That conversation was really giving these episodes don't need to be 2 hours long. And that part, I will say, having watched closely enough seasons now, I am starting to wonder seriously, is someone in production or like in the editing room has a foot fetish? There's a
Sure.
lot of foot content. There's a lot of foot content. If
I
you're looking
like.
for it, you'll see it.
Okay, now I will look for it.
Hmm.
Quickly, like when was the last foot? Where have you seen the
Yeah,
feet?
so at the beginning of that episode, at the beginning of this most recent episode,
Yeah.
she's just talking about her feet. My feet are weird.
Yeah.
It's like a 10-minute thing. That's when he brings up his four nipples. There's a lot of beautiful women talking about their feet. I'm just saying. She's like there, but it's always a hot young woman and talking about their feet. I'm just saying, no judgment. I just
Yep.
think that it can't be a coincidence at this point. Like I've just been seeing some feet stuff like every
Interesting.
season. Yeah. What do you think about Dave?
No, yeah, what is with all that stuff? Like, I think Dee said it best. She's like, he needs therapy,
Yeah.
right? Because you can't
Yeah.
go around life with that kind of, let's call it ego and something inside of you just lit verbatim. I need to show the world how good I am.
Yeah, that was telling.
Like,
That was
yeah,
telling when he said that.
you
Yeah.
shouldn't need to prove anything. That's not what this life is
No.
about.
Like it's the closest I've ever seen to anyone standing up and being like, the thing is I have a small penis. Like I've honestly, like it
Yeah,
was so close to that.
that is
Yeah.
him.
And another word from our sponsors. Ozempic, na 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 na. Ozempic, na 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 na. Do not take Ozempic and drink milk at the same time because that will make you explode. Ozempic is not meant to be eaten with fish because then you will also explode. No Frills offers Ozempic for a really, really good price because No Frills is the best and they love the color yellow. And back to the GOAT podcast.
But it's also like New Era Survivor, the provider, we've talked about this before.
Hmm.
And what's her name? Mary actually spoke to it where she's like, "Yeah, I started the fire and that was pretty cool, but like in the new era, like nobody gives a fuck."
Yes, exactly.
Which is true. Like nobody really gives a fuck about surviving at camp. Like it's fast. It's
Yeah.
all about strategy. It's all about voting people out. Nobody gives a fuck if you spear fish.
And she's a very interesting goat.
She's done nothing wrong, I don't think,
Yeah.
except for she was allied with Steph, who got voted out, and she was on the wrong side of that vote. It's like it's just totally luck of the draw, right? Because it's like she's just being normal. Sai is being fucking crazy. And she went up to four people, three
Yeah.
people, and was like, we're a team. And just depending on the people, like a lot of people you would do that to, and they'd be like, you're fucked. Like,
Hmm.
let's get rid of you. You're
Yeah.
scary. But like, I don't know, just like this particular crew, like Pizza Boy and Cedric, they're very like along for the ride or
Yeah.
something. Like they were really willing to do that. I think that they're also like, whatever, we'll get rid of her later. She's so crazy.
That's what's going on. Let's get Kevin now, get rid of her later. And then Dave, he avoids water.
He
Remember
avoids
that?
water. Oh,
That's what,
drinking water. Yeah, he's like, I hate water or something.
and then they're like, what? He's like, I think I'm doing pretty well. And like
Oh, that's where
flexes.
that was.
Yeah.
The fuck?
We're happy to have him to
We're
talk about
happy to
it.
have him. We're happy to
Yeah.
have you here, Dave.
Is Jeff kind of like Tony Robbins?
I mean, he definitely has sort of like Survivor has become for him. He definitely has like religious aspect to it. That he
Mm-hmm.
like really believes in the cause.
Mm-hmm.
And he like he
Yes.
hates quitters, you know?
Yeah.
And
Culty, the
you
Kool-Aid.
gotta dig. And he still gets stoked on people being stoked on the game.
And
He is Tony Robbins-ish, yeah, I see that.
and then in the second tribal council, did he pop off a little bit more? Like he went at Pizza Boy. He's like, "But you
Mm.
are here."
Yeah, for sure. I think that he's a bit like he's impatient with with like any he's honestly impatient with like any kind of like something that might be considered negative feedback, right?
Yeah.
Like if they're like, well, if this had been different, and even though it's like not at all an attack against Jeff or like how the game is, he's like, I don't want to hear any of that. Like, he's like, play the game where you're at. And Jeff at this point feels like he is to Survivor as Alex Trebek is to Jeopardy. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
he Alex Trebek could never really be replaced. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like Jeopardy lives on, Ken Jennings, whatever, but like it was it's not the same. And like Alex is Jeopardy, and like if Jeff was not doing Survivor anymore, and he seems fine, he seems well, he seems like he has a lot more to give. But like I don't know if there would be a Survivor without Jeff. Like he's so integral.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Are you asking me how I like my steak
I
cooked?
am.
Like I would say rare or medium rare if I'm in a nice restaurant. Because in a nice
Okay.
restaurant, rare is really fucking rare. And I know that medium rare, they're gonna perfectly cook it. In like a keg, rare. Yeah.
That I wasn't aware of. So if it's a
Hmm.
really sick ass place,
That's how I feel. It's like I just feel like a really sick ass place, like they can give you like a mostly raw piece of meat and not like have it be weird,
mm-hmm.
which is what you're gonna get if you order rare, is my feeling on it. Whereas like
Mm-hmm.
at the keg, they're never gonna make it like so rare that it's like really sort of like alarmingly rare. Like I want it to
Right.
be red as opposed to pink.
Okay, that's really good insight.
How
Absolutely.
about
So,
you?
no, yeah, I'm on the redder side as well. I'm always
Hmm.
going to say medium rare. It's automatic
It's yeah, and it's safe, you
and it's
know?
safe. Yeah.
It's not gonna be too cooked, it's not gonna be too rare. But like if I'm at a barbecue and someone's making steak, I'll ask for it rare.
It'd be funny to be one of those people that are like, cook it to hell
Yeah,
or be
people
extreme
are
about
like
it.
that. Like Michael's dad, he'll always be
Hmm.
like, he's probably not gonna listen to this podcast. He'll always be like, "How do you want your steak?" And like the first time I met him, like all his kids are like, "You can say anything. He's gonna cook the absolute shit out of it. Like say whatever you want. Like he's gonna cook it for 45 minutes. It doesn't matter. Like you're gonna be eating dry sawdust, so like you should say anything. You can ask for a blue, whatever you want.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's
And
gonna cook the absolute shit out of it. He has no idea how to cook it."
that's so funny. He'll even nod his head, tell you like, okay, medium rare, rare,
He'll be
okay,
like
good.
timing it. He'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, perfect. Yeah, I got to take it off right at the right time. And it's like just burnt to a crisp. I feel like people are judgy of people who like their steak well done. And
Hmm.
I am a bit.
Yes.
I don't want to be judgy about how people like their food. Like you should like your food however you like it. I
You're
guess I'm just
aware.
like, I guess I'm just like, it's sort of like I like my chicken dry. You know what I mean? It's like I would call that overcooked. If you
Hmm.
prefer it that way, that's fine. I like my oatmeal after it's gotten cold and a little bit congealed in the morning.
Hmm.
It's just like a thing for me, but like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna claim that's like the right way to eat your oatmeal. But I
Yeah.
think that probably like I could stand to be a bit less judgmental about that. If it was chicken, obviously you're not gonna have that cooked rare, but if it was chicken and you're like, I want it cooked for an extra whatever a
Yeah.
period of time so it gets dry, like that's a specific thing that I'm ordering that I prefer. But I
Yeah.
just don't think anyone would think that like dry chicken is as good as moist chicken. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
moist is the way that it's supposed to be. Do you have a player who you
Hmm.
like? Give me a player that you like, and
Okay.
then give me a player that you are like you feel like you're more annoyed by them than the average person would be. Like someone who's kind of irks you, but you're not sure if they should irk you as much as they do.
I love that. Okay, let's look at the board. Who do I like? I think I need to name a couple names.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do love Joe.
If Joe's the real deal, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm just worried.
we're hoping he's the real deal. I've got my eye on Justin. I really do.
The pizza boy.
The pizza boy, he's just chilling. He's like a dazed and confused.
It's so weird
Like
that he went to Yale.
he'll just mosey along. People won't perceive him as a threat. and he better get to the jury and have to explain himself on strategies and things that he did, gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And then if he comes out in that moment and like does a sick ass interview, super well spoken, which he might be, I
Secretly.
think, yeah. So Joe, Justin, and then the second question is, can you say that again?
It was like it's not necessarily someone who like it's like yeah, I dislike Say. I feel like she's very dislikable. Is there
Yeah,
anyone who like you dislike that you're like you're not even sure that it's legit that you dislike them? They're just kind of rubbing you the wrong way.
absolutely.
Like I think that
Um,
I'm probably more annoyed by Kyle than I should be. I
yes.
think he annoyed me immediately when he's like, "This is so hard because I have to pretend that I'm not a lawyer." And that annoyed me. And then I felt like he was just annoying me in this episode. I thought it was annoying that he got Camilla to do the the thing for him because he was just like, I don't do puzzles. Like this girl will do it for me. Like
Yeah,
I just didn't I just don't care for him.
for
Hmm.
sure. For I think it's Thomas for me.
Okay, yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah, totally.
We both see it. We both
Because
see
he can
it.
go either way, right? Like
Which player do you think has potential to make a deep run?
to make a deep run, like
Yeah,
to the merge kind of thing.
or win or whatever.
Yeah. Like you know what? I feel like I felt good about Kevin at the beginning of that episode, and then it was like, no, that's not gonna happen. I feel like Shaheen could go pretty far. I feel like it does feel random in the first few episodes that people either like cement themselves as like they're completely not on people's radar or like they just get like immediately chopped off and it doesn't have that much to do with their personality and how they're playing. It's like people will just like completely look past some people like I don't know, no one was looking to get rid of Cedric. Like I don't know why, right? Like, why not get rid of Cedric? Why not get rid of Justin? Like, it seemed like yes, they had an opportunity to get rid of Kevin, but like, you know, other than Say, who has a personality issue, there's no reason why Mary and Kevin should be on the chopping block, but not like nobody is talking about Cedric and nobody is talking about Justin. Or maybe they are, and we're just not getting that in the edit. I don't know. Um, but that doesn't answer your question at all.
But I hear that, and it's the randomness of it. And with
Mhm.
Kevin versus Sai, it's the lesser of two evils. But no, I do think it was huge that they flushed out her idol
I know,
because
but they
then they
almost fleshed it out with her in it, with
with
her
her
with
in it.
it.
Yeah.
Who do I think? So I see, I think that now that Mary has dodged this vote, I think that she might be able to pull through the way that we sometimes see these people like Kenzie, like kind of like come out like bloodied from their like terrible tribe and make it to the merge and like be kind of like it was tough, but like they have an ability that other tribes who haven't had to vote, like they don't have as much, they're not like jaded in the way that the tribes that have had to like go to tribal a number of times are. So I can see Mary actually pulling through if she gets through the next episode.
Hmm.
I can see longevity for her. I can see it for Eva, maybe. Uh, I can see it for Eva. I mean,
Love Eva.
love Eva. I felt bad because I feel like immediately, like she ended up on again, it feels random, but like she ended up on the chopping block in her tribe because she like said something about like Star could sit out. And she just like said it. She was like, someone has to sit out. Like it could be Star. And Star was like, fuck her. That's autism. You know what I mean? Like she's just speaking logically about
Mm,
like, you know what I mean? Like that feels
absolutely.
like that's part of the autism thing.
Yes.
And I wonder to what extent she's actually going to want to keep that under wraps. Because like I don't know if you've had this experience like meeting autistic people where like they might say something to you before you know that they're autistic that you're like that person's rude and then it kind of the pieces fall together. So I don't that felt like oh yeah, immediately in a way that's like again, if you don't know, then you wouldn't clock it that way, but like people are so fucking sensitive on Survivor. They're so fucking sensitive. Like, who the fuck cares who sits out? Like, she's not like throwing your name out at tribal council. People will take anything to find an enemy.
She's also on the chopping block because she isn't in the California girls.
She's not in the California girls, but Joe's got her.
The
Maybe
decision's been made.
a decision's been made. And Shaheen was also already Like was sort of looking a little bit freaked out by Thomas. So who knows how long the California girls are going to last?
Absolutely. And I love the clairvoyance potentially on Joe. He seems like the golden boy. Will he last? And
I
that's,
Yeah, I hope he's good. I really
yeah,
do. Oh, this is so random, but did you notice? I know this because I put it in my little voice note.
yeah,
At the challenge, Shaheen kisses Star's hand.
yes, I
It's
noticed.
weird.
It's a little weird.
Like, I guess
Yeah,
they're all like just super tight from. No, it's weird.
yeah,
It's straight up weird.
it is. Yeah, yeah. Because we don't really see that too often. A little kiss on the arm. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's also like maybe when you're like 20 days in, like you've all been living together for a really long time, like there's a closeness there, but I'm like, it's not been that long for like you to be kissing this woman's hand in such an intimate way. Like
yeah,
it's just a bit odd. It also makes
totally.
me feel like there's stuff we're not seeing because everything that in the edit is very like
Mm-hmm.
Star is totally on the outside, but not according to Shaheen's kissy kissy.
Kissy, kissy.
It's just weird.
And then Mitch.
Oh my God, Mitch. I forgot about Mitch. Mitch is probably a bit of a hero. Mitch could make the merge, but no one's going to want to sit next to him at the end. It's funny
Exactly.
the way that the show kind of like sort of like backhandedly gets rid of disabled people because it's like, yeah, it was like what's her face that the Paralympian woman with one leg, Noelle, remember
Yeah.
her? And people were like, why don't I fucking sit next to this woman with one leg who's done as well as everyone else? Like,
Yeah.
are you crazy? Like, she's got to go.
Yeah.
Too bad. He's just very likable and very sweet.
And I'm looking at the board and Chrissy.
Chrissy.
Chrissy is in the game.
Is that the older woman firefighter?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think she could be a goat.
Yeah.
Oh God, sorry, I typecast the older woman. They do tend to goat along, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Who's going to be voted off next? I'm going to go back to Green Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough for them right now. And
Mm-hmm.
they're not just going to vote out Mary. I don't
No,
think,
I don't think so.
yeah. And so who Kevin's gone. I'm going to go with Sai. Might seem obvious, but I think
Mm-hmm.
they won't be able to handle her. They'll pick her off.
I'm just gonna pick Cedric. I feel like he could get similar situation where they're like, let's just vote out Cedric. Like, I don't know, just like randomly and he won't catch on.
Hmm.
I don't see Cedric making it to the merge. I just don't see it. I don't know. Something about the way that he was like, I gotta save Psy for no reason. I was like, are
That was
you
annoying.
playing this game? I don't know. And he was bad at that challenge. So it could be a really easy excuse. They should have just got rid of him. Kevin was good at challenges, but whatever.
I like the debate with that for sure. And who's going to win? I'm going to go with Justin.
Justin's a
Pizza.
good call. Justin
Yeah.
Pizza. I'm gonna go with what's the name of that woman? Who I haven't registered at all. Maureen.
Chrissy?
No, the
You
other one.
uh, you
Bu- bu- Bianca?
Bianca.
I'm gonna go with Bianca because I feel like our winner has not yet shown their face.
Ooh. Yeah.
Anyone who's playing hard right now, they're gonna churn. We're done.
I think that's such a good point. Who hasn't shown their face?
But also her not having shown her face is like maybe she sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we learned because we
Yeah.
don't know anything right now.
She'll be able to succeed in those later challenges, the stamina challenges. She seems like, right?
Hmm.
The totem pole challenges and
Yeah.
balance, so she could get some immunities,
I feel like Eva will be on those too, but I just feel like Eva might not be long for the world if it's not the case that Joe really has her.
Wow.
Um, do you feel like you've got the opportunity now to say what you need to say to not combust, or is there anything
Yes.
that you need to add also?
We've got a whole season to add, and that's what I'm excited about.
I'm really excited for it too. You'll work on D, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll get into the game.
Respect the goats.